Hello friends, we are back and this time we are going to see how do we realize proportional controller or a controller in the proportional mode in analog controllers using electronic circuitry. Analog electronic circuitry, that is making use of op amps alone. We already have seen how do we make use of op amp to create error detector. That was done in one of the previous sessions. As you had seen, using the error coming from that particular circuitry of the electronics using op amps, we shall move further to realize proportional controller. And it looks like it's very simple. It is very simple. It should be a quick shot, but then there are some fine points which need to be elaborated. So you just don't take it for granted. You listen to every word, every slide, every thing which is projected very, very carefully. So, my dear friends, as the equation goes, P, the controller output, normally taken in terms of percentage from 0 to 100%, is given by Kp into Ep. Kp is the proportional gain and Ep is the error in percent of the variable range, and P naught is the controller output with no error. When everything was in steady state, there was no error, the controller was still giving some output. It was given to final control element, it was given to, let us say, a globe valve which was giving a flow rate, and everything was in a all good manner, steady state. That was the equation where P naught is the controller output with no error. So as you see, this equation, this particular equation, as you see, it makes use of one multiplication over here and one sum over here. Multiplication means gain. As you all know, proportional gain. Any op amp with the feedback resistance will give you the gain, and the same op amp, if it is used in summing mode, then the same op amp in summing mode, realizing this equation is something very easy. As such, just one op amp, maybe two op amps in case it's to be inverted back to non-inverting mode, that is going to do the trick. But then there is a some slight, you can say, you have a catch over here which you must not miss at this stage. So what do we see? Once again, as I said, that all these things, they need to be expressed in terms of voltage. The error has to be in terms of voltage. The output of a controller has to be in terms of voltage. This P naught again is in terms of voltage. So this is a voltage signal, this is a voltage signal, and this is also a voltage signal. How this is a voltage signal, this we have seen in error detector, and this is the gain Kp. So going in for the summing amplifier will give you sum of this plus this multiplied by this is going to be the gain of that summing amplifier. Here is the catch which we shall be seeing in the next slide. We have to be very careful about this Kp thing. So what do we see? Apparently this is the summing amplifier, and whatsoever is the value of P naught is represented by V naught over here, and this V naught is getting multiplied by R2 divided by R2. So this V naught comes over here as such, but this error, it's getting multiplied by R2 upon R1. So this is the gain. So this gain is adjustable. We can adjust this gain by changing this R1 over here. But with any summing amplifier, the issue is that the errors get inverted, and to bring it back into the positive form, we put another inverter to cancel out the inversion which is brought about by this summing amplifier over here. So finally the output of this is given by V output is equal to GP into VE plus V naught, where GP is the gain over here and this is the catch. This is GP. This is not KP. This is may or may not be equal to KP. This is essentially it is not KP. It looks like why it is not KP. We shall be getting to this point in a minute or so. But right now, up to this point, there should not be any confusion up to this point, as we see that the output V output is given by GP into VE. GP is the gain, and here the gain is R2 upon R1. This is not a rocket science. Into VE, the input over here is the error which we obtained from the electronic error detector, and this was the output when there was no error at all. So this is given separately over from this point. The only thing is about this GP, which we shall be seeing in a while. So this GP, as you see, is actually Kp into delta V out by delta Vm. So what is delta V out and what is delta Vm? Delta V out is the range of the output voltage, and delta Vm is the range of measurement voltage. So this is very important that the measurement range of in terms of voltage may or may not be equal to the output range of the voltage. You see, the controller is giving some output. That output may be 1 to 5 volt. Controller is getting some input, and that input may be 2 to 10 volt. The two ranges are not equal. Had the two ranges been equal, in that case GP would have been equal to KP without any doubt. It would have gone just like that with eyes closed. But here we have this issue. That is why this GP is not in terms of percentage of percentage. KP was taken in terms of percentage upon percentage. What is the percentage change in the error to bring about the percentage change in output of the controller? The unit of KP were percentage divided by percentage. But here the unit of GP are in terms of volt per volt. To convert percentage by percentage to volt by volt, we have this conversion factor given by, once again, given by GP is equal to KP into delta V out divided by delta Vm, and this we shall be elaborating once again with the help of an example. So what do we see? That the proportional gain here in this equation GP is in terms of volts per unit volts instead of percentage per unit percentage, and let us say we want to have Kp of 10. So to have Kp of 10, we have to be very mindful what is the controller output range. Let us say the controller output range is 1 to 5 volt, 1 representing 0%, 5 representing 100%. So the range is 1 to 5 volt. So as such, the range is always taken as the difference of upper limit minus lower limit. Delta V out will be 4 volt. What if the measurement volt range was 2 to 10 volt? Let us say it was 2 to 10 volt. In that case, delta Vm, that would have become 10 minus 2 volt. That is, it would have become 8 volt. So here you see that delta V out is not equal to delta Vm. And that is the reason that the value of GP is essentially not equal to KP. It may or may not be equal to KP, but it is essentially it is not. So here you see, once you go in for these simple multiplications, you will find the value of GP comes out to be 5. So putting the gain of 5 over here with these kind of ranges available is effectively going to give you the value of Kp is equal to 10. Or conversely, to get the value of Kp equal to 10, you have to effectively design your R2 upon R1 GP, keeping this GP is equal to 5 and not equal to 10. So this is the catch which is very important. That's why I have devoted so much of time and attention and discussed this P controller with this focus in mind. That is how you realize a proportional controller making use of two op amps as shown in the figure in simple summing mode. Friends, this was about P controller. We will go in for I controller and therefore PI controller. We will go in for D controller and then therefore PID controller. These will be given in small sessions one by one so that you can grasp the things easily and quickly with full clarity of mind. In case you have any queries, you have any doubts, you can always contact me through Learning Management System, that is LMS, which is in force, or through WhatsApp group we shall be making, or through the regular Zoom meetings which we shall be having, and so on and so forth. I thank you for being with me once again, and I wish you a safe stay and enjoy learning. Bye bye.